Today we have an interesting topic to cover, which makes it partial eternalistic rather than fully eternalistic, like what we saw. The day before, we saw full eternalism, that I feel I exist forever. Now we are going to take it to the next section, which talks about partial. Why is it partial? What makes it partial? We will go through each one of those. An interesting thing. So if you get stuck somewhere, do let me know, because in this you might get stuck. Not as easy as we did the first one. Okay. What do you mean by partial eternalism? What it really means? It means that they see something happening which never happened. So they know that it was not, and they feel it will not be. So we can't call that as eternal, because they're seeing that it never was there. So it's not going to be there forever. They know. So what it really means is that if you get an ability to see something beyond what you have been seeing, and you know that, oh, wait a second, this was never there. If it is never there, how it is there, it means it's going to go out of operations. Like any product we have in this world, we know it was never there. How it is there, it will go away. So we'll take another version, another version, another version, like that. We can see it in our life right now, and we can then extrapolate it to the world. Okay. So what he says is that there is Hotikho so bhikave samayo yam kadachi karahachi higasa adhuno acheyena ayam loko samvattati. So now we have to use two terms, vivatta, samvatta. Vatta means circling. Vattam vattati is whirlpool. So vattam, once it circles like this, like now we see by default, sun, moon, stars, planets, galaxies, they keep on circling. So we have no idea why they circle, but we know that they circle. We can say there's a gravitational pull, and hence they are going, because we exactly don't know why they have to go in circle. So when there is contraction and expansion, when we say it has to go in circle, then only you can say something is contracting and something is expanding. Right? So he says, Hoti koso bhikave samayo yamka kadachi karhachi dhigas adduno achayena ayam loko samvattati. Now, samvatta happens at an end of an eon. We can call something as a big bang. We should call something as a big crunch, because it crunches it. So what is called as black hole, where the light also will stop emitting, enters into a complete phase where there is no light. The beings get contracted. The universe gets contracted. The beings have their own light. Well, there's no extra light. The starlight is gone. The moonlight is gone. The sun becomes a dwarf star. And then after that happens, and then happens, and then happens. There's one video where it shows exactly how the cosmos contracts. It would be interesting to watch. It is 1 hour 33 minutes. If you can watch it, you will come to see how the space contracts. And then nothing remains in that, including any kind of light. These are external light. Please remember. So it requires external light because now the internal light is gone. We are on external light. If you have internal light, then you don't require external light. Presently, as we are, we don't have a light. So when we do meditation, we are excited to see light as though you have found something. No, it's been there. You have forgotten that you are light. That's all. So there's nothing strange to see light. There's nothing strange about it. There's nothing like, wow, I saw the light. Because you are the light. There's no other light. Okay. So संवट्टमाने लोके ये भूयेन सत्ता आभासरम वत्तन वत्तनिका होन्ति. So when the samvatta happens, contraction, vivatta, samvatta, contraction. So when it starts contracting, it removes the light because there's no need for light. There's expansion, there's a lot of light. Galaxy, everything is moving away. But then a time will come when everything gets inside. What is termed as black hole, that's what it's going to be. It ends up being a black hole. It sucks light. Even light cannot escape. Okay. So then, abhasara. Abha means light. Sara, where it keeps on going. So the light keeps on going. There is no external light now. Please remember, external light has gone. Abha is light. Abhasara. Samvattanika. They keep on going around towards that. So what one? The beings, all the beings which are mind made, means we are mind made now. It was there in the chitta, so that's how it has become. The chitta had a dog, became a dog. The chitta had a cat, and they became a cat. Then the chitta had a cow, became a cow. A chitta had a asura, became an asura. Chitta becoming is bhava. It became naraka or niraya, which includes ghost and all that, hungry ghost. Niraya, Peta. Who is it? It's the light which has become that. Okay? So what we call as mind is chitta. That light has got so contaminated, it becomes that. At present, we in the sense, this chitta has taken the form of a human. But that doesn't change anything in the chitta. It can become whatever based upon their karma. So who's doing the karma? The chitta is doing the karma, basically. So it becomes what it is doing, where it is heading. So what Buddha says, when the world is contracting somewhat, these beings lose their body and they're heading towards the Abhasara. They are now wanting to stay light. So, as the cosmos contracts, samvattamane loke yebhuyena satta abhasara samvattanika unti. They go towards the abhasara. Te tatha honti manomaya piti bhakka tayampabha antalikachara subhattayino tiram digamaddam tittanti. Okay. Manomaya, a very good word. Maya means to happen. Mano, the mind. Chitta mano. In the mind it happens. So they become opapattika, instantaneous birth. They now don't require sex. As they move out of this body into the abhasara, they lose what is called as sex. So there are no women, there's no men, there's no female, there is no male. The gender disposition is removed completely. So there's nothing called gendering, no LGBTQ either. So they lose everything, whatever they were holding on to. So it becomes manomaya. So that is the reason. If you want to go back to your home, which is abhasara, you need to stop sex. Right here, right now. No sexual thoughts, no pornography, nothing. Why? Because it will either make you stay here or stay downwards, because the Deva realm don't have sex. They're Upapattika, but still they have nice features because they have fine rupa, better than what we have. Like an example, in a human, the breast will sag. In a Deva, the breasts are firm. In a Deva, in a human, there is wrinkles on the skin and pimples and the stuff. In the Deva realm, there's nothing like that. There's no fluids which will exhaust. And they're neither plumpy nor they're lean. So that everything is equal. They're neither too tall nor too short. Like that. And hence, it's called as a place of angels and all of that. But they don't have any defect. This body has defect. In those bodies, there is no defect because they are mind made. Manomaya. So now in this realm, which is beyond the Deva realm, even the Deva realm gets exhausted like a human realm. When the contraction happens, it removes the Devas. It removes every being from every point of view. So they all head towards the Abhasara. So they are mind made. They become Upapattika, instantaneous. And when they are instantaneous, piti bhakka. So they eat piti. What you are doing in jhana, that's their natural state. Piti, joy. And if you are in joy, you don't feel hungry, if you have observed. Like somebody gets promoted, he doesn't get hungry. Why? Because it cuts hunger and thirst. Have you ever observed? So if you are in joy, there is no hunger, there's no thirst. Swayam Prabha, in Sanskrit, Swayam Prabha. Prabha means light. Swayam, self, luminous. Subhattayino. What is Subhatta? Subha means good. Subhatta means one who looks beautiful, defect free. Subhattayino. Chiram. Chira means for long. Chir means long. Chira means one who stays for long. Chirayu means one whose lifespan is pretty long. An example. So when they did my CT angio, and then the doctor said, you have a good heart. Heart age is like 25-year-old. If I can maintain the 25-year-old heart, what happens? Chira, long aged, meaning you hardly age. So people will be aging, but you are not aging. That's the fun part of it. Yep. But in Abhasara realm, everyone has the same Chira. Digamadhanam. Diga means long. For a long, 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 long time to come. They are in that state. Digamadhanam tittanti. They stay. After that, this world, that is this loka, Otikoso bhikave samayo yam kadachi karahachi higasa adhuno achayena ayam loko vivattati. Because it was samvattati, now it has become vivatta. Vivattamana means it's to move away. And now the fun part starts. When it moves away, it first throws out Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, which was contracting. It's like you take an water and make it in an ice block and keep it forever. But when you take that ice block, it starts to lose the shape because the heat first takes over. In the same way, when the universe starts expanding, it heats up because it was there. So when the heats up, the air will expand because air job is to expand, to move. When the air takes over, the water starts to get formed and the patvi will lose its solidity. Then it turns water. So when that happens, vivattamane loke shunyam brahma vimanam patu bhavati. Now there should be a place, dwelling. Why? Because the beings can occupy. Just like the plants come and then the shrubs and the trees and things will come. We don't know how it came because of expansion. The same thing happens here. An empty Brahma mansion appears. Why Brahma? Because it is mind made. So, as the universe expands, From the Abhasara realm, they start coming down. अथको अन्यतरो सत्तो आयुक्षय वा पुण्यक्षय वा अभासर क्षय चवित्वा शून्यम ब्रह्म विमानम उपपज्यति. Now, if the universe expands, don't you think so the beings also will lose what they have? It does. As long as the universe is contracting, as long as the thing has been kept in a refrigerated, it is condensed. Nothing happens. But the moment you keep it outside, it starts to deteriorate. That's the nature. Anicca is the nature. That's a nature. Nothing you can do, nothing anybody can do. When a particular environment comes into picture, it starts to disintegrate. What was integrated starts to disintegrate. So if the being was in Bhasara realm, because of the expansion of the cosmos, it will start to disintegrate. So it can't keep its punya, call it as punya, call it as whatever, ending of lifespan, because it had moved out of Abhasara. So it lands. It lands in this empty mansion. And that's it. Why should it land? Who makes it land? If that's a question, it's mind made, manomaya. So it just appears. Just like we appeared in the parent's womb. We never chose that parent by asking permission. Can I take your womb? Can I take your body? If I had asked my mother, she would have said, get lost. Because he knows it's a pain. But there is no permission to be taken. You just enter into the womb, thrown in there because of loss of these three things. Either the ayukshaya has happened, lifespan has ended. Nothing anybody can do. One. Second, punyakshaya. Whatever merits you had accumulated to stay in that refrigeration is gone. I'm sorry, sir, your time's up. Oh no, please, another 5 minutes. Sir, your time is up. Time's up. So the business class was too good. The flight has landed, sir. You need to get out. Next flight. You want to pay for another flight. That's okay. But get lost. And the third one, abhasar. This is the worst part that could happen. That you need to sit in meditation to see the light. Oh, a horrible thing. It was supposed to be instantaneous. Now you have to struggle. Those people who are seeing light, they feel so excited. They feel, I got the light. And those who are not seeing light, they curse that I'm not able to see the light. They are light. But Kshaya has happened. It's removed. It keeps on diminishing till it is removed. So disintegration is what is called as expansion of universe. So it disintegrates. What was integrated now is no longer integrated. It is disintegrated. So when it gets disintegrated, what happens? They enter into Shunyam Brahma Vimanam Upapajjati. They enter into this empty mansion in an instant. And that person sees, is this? That's it. Just like we came out. We came out, we're starting to see what it is. So we do like this. We don't know what is happening. The first few days for a baby doesn't even know what is happening around. Just like when a person is dead, doesn't know for first few days what happened to him. Same thing. We are trying to reconcile where we are, what we are doing. So this Upapatika is the same thing. So when that happens, Atako, sorry, we did that. So tatha hoti manomayo piti bhakto tayam pabho antalikacharo subhattai tiram digamadhanam tithati. So there, from that abhasara, they have come into a mansion, but there is no light mansion because they are self-luminous. They retain what was there in abhasara because there only the kshaya has happened of the lifespan, the punya, and their time has come to get out of abhasara. So they land up here. But it comes with a price tag. Price tag is raga, dvesha, moha. So now that being things, tassa tatha ekakassa dhigaratam nivussi tata anabhirati paritassana upapajjati. Ahovata anyepi satta itattam agaccheyunti. They have paritassa. My God, it's so boring to be here. Okay. So there is a fear inside because it's dissatisfying to be alone. Anabhirati. Abhirata means contented. Anabhirati. Anabhirati is discontentment because of fear. Something has happened to me. Something has happened to me. It doesn't know what to do. It can't come out as a mansion, but it doesn't know what else it can do. So it feels only if I had somebody else other than me wandering out here. And then what happens? Atha anyepi satta ayukhaya va punyakhaya va abhasarakhaya kavitva brahma vimanam upapajjanti tassa tassa sahabhyatam. So from that mansion or one person, this person just descends. He sees, wow, I have someone. So the first being who came feels, I am the first. I am the God. I am the Almighty. I am the creator because it came to me first. Let the being come, and it came. So he says, Ahamasmi Brahma, Mahabrahma, Abhibhu, Anabhibhuto, Anya Dattu Daso, Vasavatti, Isaro, Katta, Nimitta, Setto, Sajita, Vasi, Pita, Bhuta, Bhuta Anam. Maya ime satta nimitta. So now we'll go to one by one. Ahamasmi Brahma. So Ayamasmi Brahma. Like I said, Brh means to expand. I have expanded beyond anybody's recognition. So I am the Maha Brahma also, because I am the Maha. Yes. Abhibhu. A very nice word. Abhi is higher. Who is one who can vanquish everything in his will? Abhibhu. Anabhibhuto. No beings can conquer. Anabhibhuto. It can't become anything other than this. Nobody can do anything. Anya Dattu Daso. Anya, a different way of seeing. Dhatu, one who can see what is there. Daso, 10. Dasa is 10. One who can see all the 10 directions. There are 10 directions. Can see all the 10 directions. Okay. Vasavatti. Vasa is to stay. Vasavatti, one who can control every being. Isaro, Ishvara, Father, means Isara, over, Lord, or owner. Okay. And hence it becomes Isara Nimitta. Yes, Nimitta means symbol. Isara wanted me to be here. I'm created by that Isara. And in Sanskrit, Ishvara. Katta. Katta is a mark, maker, creator. Nimitta, Nimittarata. Nimmata, Nirmana, to create. Nimmarata, one who has created. Tetto is Shreshta, being the best, the foremost, the chief. Sajita, that is, if somebody were to designate, it is me. Vasi, Vasi, Vasi is staying. Pita, father. Bhuta is what has become, what is existing, what is real. Ubha is both. Yanam, Yana is vehicle. So this vehicle in which I am staying is for me. So any being which enters have to take my permission. because I am the creator. I have created it. So maya ime satta nimitta, because I symbolized it. Mama maman hi pubbe etada hosi aho bata anyepi satta ittattam agaccheyunti iti mama cha mano panidhi ime cha satta ittattam agach agata iti. Because I first got this thought, let the being come to me. After a while, the being came. And since I wished for it, since I know that I wished for it, they come. And since they have come, they also know that I am the Father, I am the Creator, I am the God. Now, this is what is called as God. Because you can't go beyond this God. Whoever comes next, they have to worship Him. So, if somebody says there is no God, that's false. If somebody says that there is God, is also false. This is how the two views comes into existence. Isara, the Sattavada, Uchchedavada. Because I don't know how this world got created, I get an opinion that it is just random, something has happened. No. Or I get to see this much where I can't go beyond this. So, Isara, Mahabrahma, Brahma, one who is Setta, Shrestha, is best, foremost. So, I prostrate to that God who created me. Now, if I go to church, if I go to a temple, if I go to a mosque, if I go to a monastery, if I go wherever, even if I have a Buddha statue, I believe in Sasattavada. Even if I have a Buddha statue, because that worshipping, even if I have a Buddha statue, because the mind latches onto it. And when the mind latches onto it, you get the creator. So then what happens? You start to pray. When you start to pray, what happens? You make it personalized. And when you make it personalized, what happens? You have a personification. When you have a personification, what happens? You start believing in that God. All temples, all monasteries, all mosques, all churches have something to symbolize, nimitta. And that's the problem. You can't let go of the nimitta. So you'll always end up getting into the creator, Sattavada. And those people who don't go to the mosque, don't go to temple, don't go to the monastery, don't go anywhere, they believe in annihilation. Why? Feel it's just a fabrication. So one person feels this person created, another person feels nothing like. This is the first time ever you get this view. The view starts. And when the view starts, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger because you can't see any other thing. Just like this being, which came after the Mahabrahma, has to now accept to Mahabrahma. Why? Because it came in the mind of Mahabrahma, may I have another being. Since it came from its mind, being came. So God created universe in his mind. Isn't it or not? So there is a kingdom of God. And that kingdom is not accessible unless you do something which will take you to the God. Then you have messenger, the God. Because you can't directly approach God. So you don't know how to go to God. So we have many messengers. God as Messiah or whatever. They come to the earth, they guide human beings, and then at the passing of their life, that soul, how it becomes like a soul, that soul will be guided towards God because that is how it should have been. Because they by nature go to the Bhasara realm. So they need to be guided by. So God sends their messengers into the world. Yes.
So I'm wondering, I okay, I probably was reading the paragraph under already. I have a question regarding that. Maybe after you covered that.
No, you finish from wherever you want to ask.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking so Mahabrahma was there first, and other Brahma came. So they think Mahabrahma is the foremost, the creator, and all that. So these later beings who later descended from the Brahma realm into human, they meditated and remembered the past life, and thinking the Mahabrahma is the one, right? Does that mean this Mahabrahma will outlive all the other Brahmas in their lives?
Yes, absolutely.
It would, because it has the least defilement, hence it lasts the longest.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yes, Ashwin.
Just a question, simple one. This Mahabrahma and 30, this Mahabrahma is the first Brahma who born. And it is a first level of existence or the plane. And then whoever is born in the second is the second plane of existence in 31 plane of existence, or they are not linked to each other.
The four Arupa jhanas have a different existence. So don't bring that.
Okay.
Because they are far more subtler than the Brahma realm.
Mm-hmm.
So let's only solve about the Brahma realm rather than going and confusing ourselves with 31 realm.
Okay.
So first, we need to understand the complete Sasattavada and partial Sasattavada.
Okay.
And then we will take another day about the 31 realms, where each one comes and how it becomes and all that. But it is a very good question, Ashwin. What you have asked is a nice one. Let's reserve it for a good day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry. It's nice. I absolutely appreciate it. Yes, Aryu.
Yeah, so in that case, I'm curious, will this Mahabrahma live for as long as this Samvatati Vivatati cycle? Or he too can pass before?
No. In the case of Mahabrahma, you can't calculate the number of eons at all.
Um, so he outlives the samvattati vivattati.
Samvatta, vivatta, right? Unless that is also removed. See, when there is contraction, it contracts in stages. So when there is a stage when even that empty mansion is removed, then they go back to the abhasara, by which time some other being would have entered into Mahabrahma. While this is sleeping, another Mahabrahma appears and that ends itself. And then some other being comes and it calls itself Mahabrahma. So by that time, this Mahabrahma opens his eyes and say, where was I? It would have become Mahabrahma. We don't know that timeline.
Okay. So this samvatta vivatta here is not just one eon that like we think. It's a they're loka in different levels. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
absolutely. It's so complicated.
Mm.
And so nearest you can think is on when he talks about in the Uposatta Sutta. That's the nearest you can make out because he covers only up to 16,000 years. Right? So you can just take it like that. One day of that is like this. 100 years of human is 16,000 years. The Uposatta Sutta. So let's not take this number game and then try to see where they fit and how they fit and all that. Just make it simple. They have a long life. Tira. Okay? And there's nothing called ayuhani. There's nothing which is getting disturbed. Only if there's a disturbance, then you will have loss of life. If there's no disturbance, where is the loss of life? It just ends. Nothing called loss of life. Ayukhaya, punyakhaya, asarakhaya. Only in these three states, this being will come into existence. If that is not yet happened, nothing will happen. Got it? So this new being which has come, or beings which have come, they start saying the same thing what the Mahabrahma is saying. Yes, you are the Almighty. You are the one. You are children because you are our Father. You were there much before us. At the very first time, a word called Father comes in. So there is Father in heaven. So, dear Father, you are my Father. Without you, I would have been nothing. Then the Father says, you are my Son. And for the very first time, thing called Son comes into existence. Yes.
So in that case, is the concept of mother only related to womb existence?
Good question. We will can park like the 31 realm. Because it's Pita. And to answer to your question in very short, there is no thing called as female at all in this realm. It's always male gender, not the male organ. Okay, what we are doing, calling as a male, is to the organ, which is phallus. And in the woman, there is no phallus. So we call non-phallus woman, phallus as man. Even though clitoris has that penis kind of thing, but still it's treated as a feminine as opposed to masculine. Yes, Veena.
ಇದು ಕಾಮಸುಗತಿ ಲೋಕ ಸೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸರ್?
What?
ಕಾಮಸುಗತಿ ಲೋಕ.
It is all moved out. Kama Sukha, all that Kama is lower realms. They are not even anywhere related to Brahma realm.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Saryu.
Yeah, so you mean they only has the Purisa Indriya in these, all the Brahma here?
There is no Purisa Indriya. There is no Itti Indriya. There is only
Oh,
Jivita Indriya. That's it. There is nothing called female. There is nothing called as male. There is nothing called LGBTQ. There is nothing called as a thing or anything. There's nothing. It's just mind made. It's just pure and bright light. So, in a light, what do you call it? As a male or a female? So, the father is more to say that, look, you are, because they're all Opapatika. Please remember, you don't require a womb existence to call somebody a father. Since you see someone who is the greatest, so you call him as Pita, father. And all religion uses that word father. And since it is in heaven, Father in heaven, where there's no suffering. That's the point. And then what he should call the other beings, because you're like my son. Just like Aryu, I say you're my son, and you are no real son of mine. You also know it. But you treat me like a father, and I treat you like a son. And isn't it true? Don't you feel it? You feel it. And don't I feel it? We feel it. Like when we were dropping you at the airport, we both were feeling like our son is going there, even though it's not true. And we waited till you entered into the terminal. It would look stupid, right? You are capable of going inside the terminal. You are capable of doing whatever you wanted to do. But still, we feel there's a son who is going inside the terminal. Same thing is happening with them. Yes or no? Simple as that. So let's keep it very simple. Complicated. Yes.
Yeah. Regarding other thing you said even when someone put a statue of the Buddha and praying, it makes him a god of sort, right? But even these, Theravada country, they'll put a Buddha and they'll say Namo Tassa.
Exactly.
Even
But
that,
what does Buddha say? What does Buddha say? Yo mam passati, so dhammam passati. Why does he say that? Because mind by nature holds on to patavi, apo, tejo, vayu. So when you make a symbol, nimitta, you make a creator inside. Even though you say that there's no creator, blah, blah, blah. But when you see the Buddha statue and then you tend to say, as though you're saying to that statue, but Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhasa is a state of the Buddha, state of the Tathagata, nothing to do with the statue. Yes.
so you mean to say, I mean, there's probably nothing wrong with you keeping a picture there or me keeping a statue here, but it's the mentality you're having when you're saying to the Buddha that matters. If you treat it as an entity, then you're making a god out of it.
Exactly. Like there's the picture. That's fine. You're showing respect. It's nothing to do with it. But I then go thrice and prostrate and say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. I have a problem. I made a creator God. How? It's a very good question. How and why? Anything that is nimitta, anything that you create as a nimitta creates problem. So what the Muslims did, they don't have anything called as a statue. So they only pray to the wall. But wall is still Symbol. Now they will prostrate, they will do namaz facing Mecca. Haven't you symbolized? The answer is yes. Anything that symbolizes creates rebirth. And hence Buddha, knowing this problem, there are sutta where people come and ask, what is the status of Tathagata? And he says, Tathagata cannot be found. Can't ask a question, does Tathagata exist? Tathagata doesn't exist. Tathagata die, reborn, or this and that, and all of that, because there's nothing called as Tathagata. Just a word to be used as Tathagata, but you will never get a person called Tathagata. So then Sariputta explains, saying that while you can't see him now, can you see him after he's gone? So one thing we need to remember is not to create symbol. If you create nimitta, it's like this. You have created creator in your mind because it gets attached to that. Whatever it gets attached to, it goes there. So wait a second. So what we need to do then? Simple. Yo mam passati, so dhammam passati. Yo paticca samutpadam passati, so dhammam passati. That is all what it is. If you want to see the Buddha, see the Paticca. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. No, sir. You are making me go mad. There are 20 statues in my house. I'm not asking you to throw it away, but I'm just saying don't make nimitta of it. Don't symbolize it. Symbolize, if at all you want, as Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That's okay. Don't symbolize it as a Buddha. You mean to say if I go to the monastery, we shouldn't prostrate? That's fine. You prostrate because everybody is doing so. You're having respect. When they are doing, they're standing like this, looks rude. So you do it. But don't ever do it in your mind. Simple. Because it creates symbol. Anything that is symbolized, you will not relieve. You will get into dukh. Why? Somebody comes and throws a stone at that statue. Aren't you unhappy about it? Right? And somebody is not prostrating in front of the Buddha. And then you say, what an idiot are you? You are not prostrating. Isn't it hurtful to you? Third thing, you're putting flowers. And it so happens the flower fall down. Aren't you upset at the flower falling down? You're putting incense as though Buddha is asked, feeling pretty oh, bad smell is coming. So give me a nice incense. Now, you mean to say we shouldn't do it at all? Please remember, Sila Bitta Parama Asa shouldn't be done because that shows that you are not even a Sotapanna. So don't do anything in the mind. Just do it because it's practice. Doing just like you take a plate, have to stand in a line to take the food. That's discipline. You do the same thing. You see people putting incense, do it. You see people putting flowers on the feet of the Buddha, you do it. Don't hate it. Please do it. You see people prostrating in front of the statue of the Buddha, you also prostrate. Absolutely fair. Your discipline is fine. You're making conventional things convention you to do this way. Do it. So you have to stand in a line to take the food. Line. You have to stand in a line to take something, like you go to a bus or to a something, and you want to go to a movie or whatever. You stand in the line. You can't say that, hey, you know what? I don't believe in the line. I want to rush. No, sorry. You're in the line. If you're on traffic jam, you have to stand in the line. The line. If there is a stop signal and on the road, you need to stop. That's fair. But you don't have liking and disliking and some opinions and some views and all that. It just discipline. You do the discipline. You prostrate to the Buddha. Absolutely fair. You put incense sticks. Absolutely fair. You put flowers. Absolutely fair. You want to worship the Sangha, which is the monks. Absolutely fair. You are a lay follower. You want to worship the Sangha or the mendicants or bhikkhus. Fair. You want to donate to the monastery. Fair. All of that is fair. It's perfect. But don't create symbol in the mind. You're just doing it. That's fair. Like you're just having food. Fair. But don't symbolize the food. Neva madaya, na mandanaya, na vibhushanaya. All these are in the mind. Food is just a food. Just hungry? Eating. There is a monastery. To give respect to the monastery, yes. Do that. Everything is fine. But don't overdo it. Don't create symbol. And that's the reason Mahabrahma cannot go beyond Mahabrahma, because he has forgotten that he was once an Abhasara. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and there's a sutta where the person keeps on asking, do you know the ending of the four elements? And
Correct.
the Mahabrahma have to secretly say, even I don't know.
Exactly. Because the mansion has appeared, right? So now how can he answer? How did the mansion appear? Yes, Archana.
Yeah, Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Namo Buddhaya.
My question is, even Abhasara is not a temporary thing. Till we come out of the life and death cycle, even Abhasara is impermanent, right?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No realms are permanent. Yes, sir. You.
Yeah, I was just thinking on this temple thing. I guess we're a very serious Dhamma follower, but for most people, if they pray to anyone, they're talking to someone, right? They made an entity out of that.
Yes.
I mean, even they may not believe like Buddha was the creator of the universe, but he definitely believed he outlasts,
Exactly.
us.
So something like Aryu, I don't know whether you observed in Bodh Gaya or not, when the leaf used to fall, people used to run and pick it up. Right? Is it due to respect or due to being crazy? They become crazy because they symbolize Bodh Gaya in their mind. And when they symbolize Bodh Gaya, then they make it special. Anything that is special going to create disturbance in the mind. So you will never be able to let go of it. What happened? Okay, here. Oh, okay. So basically the thing is that we shouldn't have any conceptualization of anything because it gets established. So this DN1, Brahmajala Sutta, is called Brahmajala for the very reason that you can't go beyond Brahma. So you get caught up like in the net. Jala is net. So you are in the net beyond which you can't even think, because then everything is happening. So we are used to creating this thing in the mind. We were once upon a time in the Abhasara. So you remember that. So when you create a symbol, this is exactly how the symbols have started. And hence, you always have this view. The view get established. Okay? So I'm not saying, again, don't misunderstand it. I'm not saying we shouldn't go to a monastery, we shouldn't go to a temple, we shouldn't go to church, we shouldn't go to a mosque, or we shouldn't go to any religious place for worship. It's discipline. Just like you're going on the road, you're stopping at the signal, and you're maintaining the speed at which your vehicle should run. It says 70 miles or 80 miles, and you're maintaining that 70 mile or 80 miles. That's it. So that you don't get a ticket. And that's all. Nothing personal about it. Because if I make it personal, then it becomes something special. The moment it becomes something special, then the kalaha vivada start. Kalaha means dispute. Vivada is argument. Then we have argument and debates and discussions, all of that. And this is the reason why we are here. From Abhasara, we have come to the human realm now because of doing the same thing. So that creates raga, dvesha, moha. So the raga comes in the Mahabrahma and the moha comes in the next being. To say, you are our creator, you are our protector, you are this, you are that, etc. And what does he say? You see the dvesha coming here. It says, Tatra bhikkhave yoso satta patamam upapanno so dhigayu kataro cha hoti vannavantattaro cha mahesa kakattaro cha. That means one who arrived first. Like your question was, will it outlive? And the answer is here only. He says, Dhigarata, Dhigayu Kataro. Long life than the one which arrived later. So the person in the Brahma realm, Mahabrahma, will be seeing beings coming and going and coming and going, but he can't see himself coming and going. What's the point? It's like, Aryu, I come to your home and then I depart, I take the plane, go back to Bangalore, while you live in the house forever. You've seen me coming, you've seen me going. So don't you feel happy that you have not gone anywhere, you have stayed while the person came and the person left? Entry, exit. Like that.
Yeah, I think in these companies they usually make employee number 1, number 2, number 3, like the founder.
Exactly.
Like, it's
Exactly.
never outlasted, and seem to be, in some cases they leave and come back, but usually people see them as,
They've been
forever.
like in the case of Google, the founders of Google. They don't go anywhere, irrespective of who is staying and who is not staying. So they are like Mahabrahma. Right? So can they?
Yeah, for as long as Google is there, they're employee number 1. Right?
Yes. So Larry Page and Sergey Brin, they are like Mahabrahma for Google because they were the founder. Whether Sundar Pichai stays or he goes, whether somebody stays or goes, whether even you stay or the go, Larry Page is going to be there till death makes them apart. So that means Ayu is gone. So the person doesn't even exist. Like Steve Jobs. Apple is Steve Jobs' company. No matter who is the CEO, still Steve Jobs is Steve Jobs. He is eternal, in at least in name for Apple.
Yeah, in his case, it's funny because he's kicked out and came back, right? But even if he's kicked out, he comes back. He cannot just be like a normal employee.
No.
He's still like yeah.
Yes. Basically, Steve Jobs is the creator. Apple. Isn't it or not? Larry Page, Sergey Brin is the founders and the creators of Google. They stay. Like Bill Gates, Microsoft. No matter Bill Gates doesn't even exist now. Still, Bill Gates is a Bill Gates company. Like Infosys, Narayan Murthy. He's a creator. So I'm the first. I'm the first one to start. So all that is created is Mahabrahma. Yes or no? So all employees, don't they worship? Just think, even today, as we speak, whether that Brahma realm is accessible or not, aren't we doing the same thing? Recently, Ratan Tata died. So all Tata, including Air India, it's his company. In fact, JRD Tata is the founder of Air India, which was then given to the government. The government sold it back to the Tatas. From the beginning, it was a Tata company. Now also it is a Tata company, fully owned by Tata. Like Vistara is by Tata. Right? So if anybody needs to be credited, it has to be Ratan Tata or the first Tata, which is JRD Tata. Yes.
Because like you said, whenever you symbolize, it becomes eternal, right? So it no longer see the passing of it. People no longer see passing.
Exactly. So that's the reason we shouldn't symbolize even the deities, even the Buddha. Because Buddha doesn't have rebirth for all that matter. And he is Tathagata. It's a different thing altogether. So where can you see the Buddha? You can see only in the characteristics of the Buddha or the guna or the quality. That's all you can see. You can't symbolize a Buddha. And saying that this statue is what Buddha is. Sorry. Iti piso bhagava arham samma sambuddho vidya charana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manusanam buddho bhagava iti. That is all what Buddha is. Nothing at all as a person. And this quality can be with anyone. So, doesn't matter. So, when I want to see the Buddha, I have to see it in the Dhamma, not in a person. So, we shouldn't be doing it. I'm telling you, we shouldn't be doing it. It's a very dangerous thing because it becomes like what he's talking about, partial eternalism. What we are doing about a Buddha statue is partial eternalism. We're still believing in eternalistic because Buddha is eternal. So then the question comes, shouldn't I prostrate? I'm not talking about this at all. You can prostrate. You can do whatever you are doing today, flowers, this, that, incense, candles, everything you can do. But don't make it in your mind. If you at all you want to do it, just do the Buddha guna, Dhamma guna, Sangha guna, nothing else. No symbolization is allowed in Buddha Dhamma. It's animitta, apanihita, shunyata. This is what the Buddha teaching is. If we forget it, we make it as, instead of Animitta, nimitta, no apanihita is going to happen. No shunyata is going to happen. You will never enter into nibbanic bliss. So don't symbolize. Even if you were to go to monastery, it's fine. You make it as Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That's fine. Absolutely fine. If you go and see the Buddha statue, make it Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That's the truth. Yatha Bhuta. That's the truth. It was not like that. It has been made like that. Anything that is made will be destroyed. So somebody can, like in Afghanistan, they blasted out the caves because it's just a statue. Blasted it over. Now, whether you like it or you dislike it, it doesn't matter. Because now if you have a symbol, you're going to cry because the symbol is gone, which is the same. So that becomes partial eternalistic view. Okay, so we couldn't cover all of it, so we will take it up tomorrow. Because then if I take other three, I think it'll cross more than an hour plus. So we'll take it slow. First things first. Yes.
Yeah, one more question. So the first is Sasattavada, right? And then this is partial Sasattavada. So does this mean this is a more defiled view than the previous? Because that one goes
This
to
is-
40
this is-
eon, 50 eon.
No, this is more subtler
More subtle.
than the first one.
Okay. Because the first one, the beings can remember 40 eon, 50 eon. But this one, it did not even talk about number of eons. I guess it's...
No, forget the eon. He's saying how subtle it is. Once you get it, you feel you're there. You know it never existed, but then it is existing. Like, you know the Buddha statue never existed, but now you're used to so much of Buddha statue, start to believe in the... Right? Even though the sutta says so, not to take a person as Buddha, while Buddha has himself said it about what is Tathagata, but still are going ahead with naming convention. Yes, Bobby.
Hello, Vilasji. It's like you are talking like about even identifying with the Buddha statue, or like there is a danger in doing that. So I find like in the Buddha guna, Dhamma guna, and Sangha guna, when I meditate on in my personal meditation, when I meditate on Dhamma, this danger is not there. Like even the qualities of Buddha and Sangha, we know that there is a quality, but that there is a danger of identifying with that person. But when you are meditating just on Dhamma, with the qualities of Dhamma, then there is anatta is more easier.
That's correct. So that's the reason Buddha says, Yo mam pasati, so dhammam pasati. So you just be on the Dhamma. Don't get in anything else other than Dhamma.
Dhamma. So Dhamma is, I think even when Buddha was enlightened, I read in some sutta that he was scanning the whole world to respect someone. Then he eventually find refuge in Dhamma. Then
Correct.
some Brahma came and told him that that is the way all the previous Buddhas used to do.
Correct. So we should be careful. Not that we shouldn't revere, not that we shouldn't respect, not that we shouldn't go to a monastery. Can do that. Absolutely fine. But that's more of a discipline than real. It's conventional. So we need to be careful, what I'm saying. Like when we went to Yavatmal, we're prostrating. So I can't say that, hey, you idiot, how can you prostrate? No. Even I prostrate. Absolutely fair. But don't symbolize. No symbolism. Animitta. Please make animitta. Only refuge. Like I'm flying to San Francisco is a nimitta. If I do that, it's get attached. The very next second is attached. So either I like it, dislike it, I'm eager about it, or this and that and this and that, and keeps on going. No need. Yes, there is San Francisco. Absolutely fair. Just going. Don't make it a big deal. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't go and visit places. Can do it. Absolutely fair. Like that. So shall we end for today? I think it's actually more than time. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, Ravindra, go ahead.
This is regarding Veda. It is said that Veda is apaurushaya, not written by human beings. This is connected to that or what?
Yes, it is connected to that because Veda appears from the mouth of the Brahma. So it's apaurishaya to an extent that it is non-human, but not apaurishaya at all. Like that. So what the view we get is that it's done by God. God sent. This is exactly what has happened now. So the Vedas were given by the God. Like, Bible was created by God. Quran was done by God. So everything is now done by God. Because we don't know how to go back home. We have symbolized so much that is impossible to go back. Even if you want to go back, there's no possible. So it is said like that. We shouldn't take it too seriously. Yeah, apaurishaya, okay, in his viewpoint, yes, because he has not seen the entire world cycle. So there's no point in telling him that also. But we know it because it is very clear here. So we had to clear our mind out of that kind of thing.
So this Saptarshi worked on it.
Yes, they found it. It's like Buddha found the Four Noble Truths, the Patisamutpada. It was there. In the same way, the seven sages found it. It's correct. There's nothing wrong in that. And hence it's called Veda, knowledge. And it's true. And since the seven sages got transmitted, there was a transmission. So then there's a belief that God then made it happen to the seven sages. They would forget that it is coming to them because they were in that state of existence.
Oh, right.
Because we all will go into that state of existence. Like, as an example, if somebody were to ask me, how do you know Pali?
Yeah.
I should only say, either God only knows, I should say that due to my past lives, I know Pali, so now I know it. That's how I can connect, because I've never studied Pali. I've not gone to the college, or I've not gone to the university or anything, but I can just read it just like I'm reading it, and I can go into the detail of it. Every word, everything, I can go into the depth of it, what it says.
Right.
So where it is coming from, if somebody were to ask me, I can only say God is giving to me. I don't know how it is coming, to be honest. So either I have to go by God, or I have to say that I don't know how it is coming. So again, two views, right? One is this view or that view. Like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yes, Bobby. Bobby, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, no. I think it was from the previous. I just checked. It is the same thing. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shall we end? And in that case, okay, good day, good night. And then today is a Uposatta day. So as far as possible, be in that. And for you, I think the Uposatta will be tomorrow morning. If you want to do something about it, you can do it. Otherwise, for those people in India who attended with me in the morning, continue on that for the whole day.